What is happening? Welcome to the Bird Talk Show. We've got an exciting show for you today, as if those Hawaiian birds in the intro weren't exciting enough. I loved seeing those guys. So glad it worked out that we could bring a clip back to include in our intro. Got a compliment in the chat already on the intro. Thank you very much, S, for mentioning you recognize the work that we put into the Bird Talk Show to make it more enjoyable for you. Welcome to everyone in the chat. We've got Anthony's Fish Rooms, Anthony Fishy Friends, Liquid Zoo Only Fins, S, Whip's World, to mention a few. It looks like S checked in early at 1 a.m. this morning. I got to give you the award for first. Welcome, 1 a.m. Wow. Hope you enjoyed your camp out through the rest of the early morning hours until here we are, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And I don't know what time it is if you're watching on the replay, but I'm glad you're here either way. Well, everyone's welcome. We try to be inclusive. And we at the Bird Talk Show and the Bird Garden YouTube channel believe, by experience, that bird watching will make your life better. At least if you can get into it virtually, watch our 24-hour live feeding station. At least it will distract you for a moment, take your mind off who's bugging you. At least that. So we pass it along to you. We pass it along to anyone you want to pass it along to. Feel free to share this across your social media, call friends, call neighbors, put it on Facebook, tell them, hey, this guy's making your life better. Just watch one of his birding clips. It distracts you for a minute. It's pretty cool. And we're going to grow some new friends. We're going to grow the YouTube platform using the birds as our subject matter, bird watching, fastest growing outdoor activity in the United States. Over 45 million Americans doing it in some form or fashion. You're not alone. Don't feel bad. It is a little bit addictive. I mean, once you get into it and you start learning the names of a few, and who knows where it could take you. I've been doing this intentionally since I was 10 years old. We're going to get right into it. I tell you, we've got the best binoculars, perhaps. Hang around. Let's see where we end up on these binoculars. I've got them in the studio. I'm ready to show them to you. We're going to take them out of the box. We're going to look at all the accessories. We're going to decide if these binoculars are the best. But as a young bird watcher, I did not have binoculars. I learned to watch the birds at bird baths and bird feeders. I didn't know binoculars were important or you needed them or didn't need them. I just liked watching the birds. Later in life, when I discovered binoculars, I learned that I had encountered a few pretty crappy pairs of binoculars. When I looked through my first pair of binoculars that made the magnified world, which is wonderful, the world of magnification is wonderful. The first time I looked through a pair of binoculars that made that magnified world look clear, crystal clear, crispy, clear, my life changed. I've never been the same. And since then, it's been my pleasure, privilege, honor to tell people a very common question. Someone knows you're a bird watcher, you're wearing binoculars, you're in the field. What kind of binoculars are those? What kind of binoculars should I get? I've got this binocular. It's a common, very common conversation starter. And I know that there are some brands out there that are not clear. I've looked through these binoculars and they're just not clear. They may have a very small portion of the field of view that's clear, and most of it not clear, making the whole thing look unclear. I recommend people go away from that and toward binoculars that offer a clear view. We've talked about a couple here on the Bird Talk Show before. You can go back into the playlist for the Bird Talk Show and find where we've talked about binoculars. I've identified for the Bird Talk channel viewers, the Bird Talk Show on the YouTube channel, Bird Garden, I've identified for you viewers and supporters and birding family, Bird Tube, the best binocular under $100. And I've used many pairs myself. I'm not just saying, hey, If you want a pair of binoculars under $100, these are the ones I recommend. No, these are the ones I've used and I recommend. Go find that Bird Talk episode if you're interested. Best binoculars under $100, and yes, they are clear. They can be improved. They're under $100, but they're not that foggy, dusty, unclear, unmanageable focus of many binoculars in that price range, under $100. I'm so happy to do that because as a youngster, I mean, money still doesn't grow on trees, right? And cost mattered. It was definitely a luxury item. Had I known that there were a decent pair of binoculars under $100, I would have probably mowed enough lawns to save up $100 to buy this pair of binoculars at a much younger age instead of happening across a pair of binoculars or getting a pair of binoculars, an unspecified surprise Christmas gift or whatever. I don't even know how I came into a pair of those less expensive binoculars that never were clear, that just made binoculars unimpressive to me. But when I discovered clarity in magnification via binoculars, I want to make sure I share that with all of my friends because it changed my life for the better forever. So I did that in a previous episode with a pair of binoculars under $100. Today, we're moving up the ladder. We're taking a giant step for mankind. That's what I'm going to say, and we're doing it. We're doing it. Anthony Fishy Friend says I'd really like better ones for Colorado. I got $30 ones off of Amazon. Yeah, so this is what you need, Anthony. Thanks for bringing that up. Hello, Danican Aquatics. I just want to shout out someone I saw pop up over in the chat there, my buddy Danican Aquatics. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, lots of great content, lovely live stream. Just saying. Now, the $30 binoculars, I mean, you want magnification, it says $30. Yeah, let me give that a try. You know, if you would have doubled down on that and made it 60, you're in the ballpark of those binoculars I recommended in the previous live stream under $100. I mean, I have purchased those binoculars in a big box store in recent history for $59. Clear, you get clear. But if you don't know, if you don't have someone helping you along, hey, I've looked through these binoculars. I'm an experienced binocular user. I'm telling you these are okay. And I don't know about all the others, but I know about this one. Here's the price point. If you don't have that information, you know, that contact with someone you know and trust, you can make a lot of mistakes that end up just being, you know, less than satisfactory. So thank you for being here today. I'm very happy to share my experience with you for what it's worth. You know, today's video is not sponsored. I do have a pair of binoculars on loan. I'll take them back to the store this afternoon, and they're from Wild Birds Unlimited, Johnson City, Tennessee. There's already a link in the description if you want to check out my Wild Bird Unlimited store. There you go. And they yesterday I went there to buy some seed. I got a 20% discount, and you can too. If you go to the website, they offer a coupon. I'm on the mailing list. I got a coupon in the mail. If you get on the mailing list, I'm certain you're going to get one too. But anyway, they do have online shopping. I went in the store, picked up some of the seed you see on the birdgarden 24/7 live bird feeding station right now. It's out there. Picked it up yesterday. Now the birds are eating it fresh off the shelf. While I was there, I noticed they had a selection of binoculars behind the cash register, and I said, "Hey, I recognize those binoculars. We've talked about those before. Can I see them?" They unlocked the case, handed them to me, and I said, "Wow, those things are crispy. That's better than I expected." Okay, so on another episode, we got the under $100 binocular episode. We got another episode where we had our friend from Charleston Fossil Adventures, Ashby Gale, paleontologist. He had gone bird watching in the Virgin Islands and shared with us his experience with this very pair of binoculars. So we did a third-party quasi-review through Ashby's eyes. He was happy to share with us what he thought about those binoculars. And as he described the binoculars to me, I've got them right here. We're going to break them out. As Ashby described these binoculars to me, I appraised them based on my experience at up to $400. The features and the experience that he was describing, I evaluated at anywhere between $300 and $400 would be a purchase point that I could stand behind for binoculars that offered all the features he was describing. Well, here they are. It is the Vortex Diamondback 8x42 binocular in HD. Has someone, Canestio Valley Cichlids, a supporter and viewer here of the Bird Talk Show, I believe, after watching the episode where Ashby was talking about his binoculars, I believe he purchased them and he was extremely happy. If he pops in here, we'll ask him. He sometimes shows up in chat. Well, let's get in the box. Let's see what all the fuss is about. Are these the best binoculars? Well, okay. All right, so easy opening, nice packing. All right, we got a field pack here. Feels like the binoculars are in here. We'll get to that. We've got a microfiber cloth included. We've got these, I think, are the straps for the field bag, which straps across your chest and over your shoulder, so it's not on your neck. And you have a field pack on your front if you're hiking in rugged terrain or whatever. Or they just have the simple neck strap for the binoculars. You do not have to strap the field pack on. And it looks like we've got, well, here we go. Here's the demonstration and the instructions. Nice. You see there in step 3 how that thing is worn. I don't want to lose that. And also a user's manual. All right. Looks like, yeah, you get how to attach the neck strap, how to set the binoculars up. It's all in here. Very good, Vortex. Very good. I will point out one other thing on the box. All right, this is the Vortex words, not me. The VIP warranty includes unlimited, unconditional, lifetime warranty. And that says doesn't include theft or deliberate damage. Okay. Wow. Then before we put the box away, all right, that's a pretty good description. We'll get them out and see if it matches. I think it's going to match. 8x42. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's what you want to know. All right, there you go. There's retail under $250, $249.99. I'm gonna say before I even take them out of the bag, better price than I expected. Better price than I expected. All right. And then you also see some specs. I can make that clearer for you later. But there you go, $249. This is the 8x42 Vortex Diamondback HD. If I were guessing, and I am, I would say that HD represents heavy duty. The accessories in the bag. Now, let's see. Got a little tab, little piece of elastic cordage. Oh, look at that. Padded cover, side pocket. Bins fit in nicely. Yes, and nicely padded all around, and the bottom's padded. Okay, and it does have easy remove clips, it looks like, for the straps, a zippered pocket on the back. Pretty cool. One of the nicer field packs I've seen with a pair of binoculars that's included in the very reasonable price. I'm in my mind. I'm adding stars to this review. It's stacking up. Vortex 8x42. Here's what we've got out of the box. All right. We call this a roof prism design, which means that we have one tube straight across, straight view, from eyepiece to objective lens. We noticed in those binoculars for less than $100, a little more bulky, a little heavier, and they were offset. Eyepiece slants out a little bit wider. Better image when that's called a poro prism, gives you a little better image, but you can compensate for that with better prisms, better coatings on the glass, better treatment of the build. And this binocular is definitely clearer than the $100 and below binoculars that I have experience with. The one that I recommended, excellent binocular at less than $100. This is a much better view. Any day of the week, if I'm given the option of less than $100 and $249 for this, I'm saving for the $249. If it's just not in the budget, if there's just no way I can reach to this binocular, I'm going to go with the $100. But if I'm healthy, if I'm working, I'm going to save another week, month, year to bump up to this. In my estimation, when I was buying binoculars of this caliber, they were above $300 easy. They were $350. So that was a big bump from $59 to $350 was a big bump. So I went through several pair of $59 binoculars before I bumped up to the $350, which now is available by Vortex at $250. Craziness. All right, so we're talking about what I know from other people's experience, me holding the binocular, looking through it in the store, and now what I'm about to reveal to you, why it's so impressive. Okay, let's talk about it piece by piece here. This is the eyepiece cover. All right, fits on the eyepiece. Obviously, it protects the glass. That's what you're paying for, right? The glass gets scratched. You're looking through a scratch for the life of the binoculars. Use your eyepiece. It's also very handy when it rains. Looking through a raindrop, worse than looking through a scratch. So you want to keep your eyepiece covered when you're in the rain. You see it's got one hinge. Your neck strap or harness fits through here, so you can take it off of your binocular lens cap and it hangs on your strap. You don't have to worry about keeping up with it or losing it, and then it fits nicely back over your eyepieces. It's very flexible, as you can see, lightweight, very, very important. The eyepiece cover. I like about this eyepiece, I like that it's got an opportunity to attach to a strap and that it's flexible. So regardless of how spread your binoculars are, custom fit to your face, this is going to go on easily, do its job. Okay, it's a soft rubber, all right? Very important, eyepiece cover. Now, on the objective lens, and you can see now we have the eyepiece revealed, you can see that reflection, that is glass. And on the other end, the objective lens, we also have protective covers. And the way Vortex on this model has handled that is with a flexible friction ring, slides on so it can be replaced. It's tight. I don't think you're going to lose it easily. You could lose it. It could come off, but it's tight. And there's ribbed indentions here on the tube that helps it stay in place. It won't slip easily. All right, so that also flexible, lightweight, always there, always ready to protect your objective lens. When I'm birding, usually have the binoculars secured across my chest like that. I leave these open. I leave the lens cap on. I see a bird or a target I want to identify. Let the thing hang down there. Boom. Eyepiece cover goes back on when I'm finished. So falling debris, rain doesn't scratch my eyepiece. And I'm so accustomed to it now. The binocular is below your eyes. You have to raise it anyway. So part of the raising is taking off the eye cover. Not a problem. These very effective. Okay, also very effective. You're going to keep debris and wind-blown stuff out of there. In storage, a must. Keep dust out. Now the weakness here. All right, here you go. When the wind blows, these things flap in the wind, causing vibration in the tube, which is a magnified view. Any vibration now is magnified, so you're not focusing very well if the wind is blowing. And here's how you overcome that. You just adapt the grip that secures them, okay? Now it feels a little different. It's not the most comfortable, but you're not impeded by the wind and you still are carrying around your very expensive glass protection right here. All right. You can take them off. You don't have to use them. I do not recommend that. Take care of that objective lens. All right. It's an 8 by 42. Can you see that? 8 by 42. Focus on anything but what I need you to right now, camera, please. Okay. 8 by 42. It says so. Take my word for it. Fun with webcams. This is the eyepiece. This is the objective. In between here is what magnifies the image. We're getting 8 power. 8 by 42 means it's magnified 8 times. Whatever you see is 8 times bigger. 8 power magnification. 8x magnification. The first number is the magnification power. 8 is fantastic for bird watching. I don't recommend more than 10. I don't recommend less than 7. 8 is perfect. 8 is fantastic. The 42, 8 by 42, is in reference to the millimeters of diameter of the objective lens. 8 power magnification, 42 millimeter objective end. Why is that important? That determines how much light passes through the magnification to your eye. 42, outstanding. I don't recommend less than 35, even though you can get by with it, especially for broad daylight birding. And I don't recommend more than 50. It's just, you start losing advantage to weight. It's just heavier, more glass, more tube. So 42, outstanding. 35, okay. 50, a little big for me these days. 42, 45 is where I like to max out. These are 8 by 42. 32, I'd look at it. I'd look at it. It may not be out of the ballpark. I'd want to operate that on a trial basis in morning rising sun and evening setting sun and see, how they do at collecting light in low light situations. Also, everyone's going to be different depending on the length of the binocular. The shorter the tube, the less light it requires to reach your eye as far as brightness goes. So there's a couple of explanatory ideas. And you see here this binocular is built. This is built in strap holders right here. So it's a metal piece. You get the strap installed properly. It's not going anywhere. And we have the eye cups. Okay, these are eyepiece cups. They provide eye relief. Now, I'm wearing glasses. If I were going to use binoculars while wearing glasses, and I don't, these are for reading. And when I'm using binoculars, I don't wear glasses. But if I did, these eyepiece cups are set for use with glasses. Okay, so that means I can get my eye close enough to get a focus, even with my glasses on. Now, if I don't use glasses, here's what happens. With 1/4 twist, those eye cups, and they're adjustable. Click, 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 click. All right, so I open them all the way up. Now I still get relief from my eye. My eye is still, 17 millimeters from that eyepiece because I have the eye cups raised. Now, in storage, I recommend turning the eye cups down and using the eyepiece cover for protection. When I'm out in the field, I leave the eyepiece cups raised without my glasses, and I use the eyepiece cover, right? But whether you're wearing glasses or not, that's why those eye cups operate the way they do. So it provides the proper eye relief so you can get a good focus out the other end of the binocular tube. Now, the focus, all right? First of all, you got to be able to see through these tubes with your eyes, all right? You can, if your eyes are close together, you make the binoculars folded close together. If your eyes are wider spread, you just find that point, oh man, all the way out to there. You just find the sweet spot where both of your eyes are looking through the center of those tubes. Boom. All right. So now you've got the width of the binocular set, and that's just friction. That's just a friction hinge. It's stiff right now. It will loosen up. And that's one of the tests of time. If it gets too loose and it doesn't provide enough friction to hold it in place, every time you raise it, it's getting wider or smaller. That's a sign of poor quality. Probably not in the workmanship, probably in a less expensive friction hinge. You can see this has got lots of surface area. All right, and it's quite stiff right now. It will loosen up over time, hopefully not too much. I've never heard of anyone with that complaint with the Vortex binoculars. And now on to focusing. This is the focus wheel, all right? Now I like to focus, I'm right-handed, I focus with my right hand. So I'm looking through the binoculars and I just raise and lift my finger to change the focus. All right, so focus out there, and then when I want to fine-tune the focus, I focus. I see the painting on the wall over there in focus, and I focus past that, and it gets blurry again. Then I back it up to in focus and back to blurry again. So I go past and then back, and I know that I'm within that range, and I just kind of fine-tune so I lock in on that perfect focus point. That way, you ensure if you stop when you think, oh, that's in focus, you may be missing a clearer focus. So you go a little bit far both ways so you know what that perfect focus is, the very best image you can get from your binocular. Okay, now the tricky part about the binocular use, I mean, pretty simple. It's almost intuitive, right? Well, they bend this way. I want to get that to where it feels good. And this thing makes it focus, okay, and this gets it apart from my eye the way I want it to. There's one other part. Our eyes are not always perfectly matched in their vision. One eye can see better than the other, vice versa. They can just be off a little bit. I would say most of the time that's the case. So for that purpose, this binocular has what's called a diopter. And it only has it on one side. Okay, this one does not have a diopter. This one does. See the mark? There's a mark on that one. And this is a grooved wheel. This is smooth because it turns a little bit. All right. Now, the reason it turns, let's see how that's marked. All right, so it just has a little nub in the armor and a white mark to show you which side of that little nub you're on, so you can remember where you've got your diopter set. And it just moves like that. All right. So here's the recommended practice. Look at an object, any object, doesn't matter. I like to look at a vertical object. I like to find one about 30 feet away, a tree, post, a sign. All right, now look at that. Now, right now, as I talk to you, I'm going to look at a fretboard on a ukulele. All right, so I'm looking over there at the ukulele. All right, good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my right eye. I don't know if this is mirrored or what, but trust me, this is my right eye. All right, right hand, left hand with the wedding ring on it. All right, this is my right eye. I'm going to close it, and I'm looking through only the left eye, and I'm focusing on the ukulele fretboard. Boom, I got it. Okay, now I'm going to close my left eye and look with my right eye, and it's already in focus for my left eye. With my right eye open, I'm going to fine tune the focus by turning this diopter. Left eye closed, right eye looking through the right side of the binocular, and I'm going to fine tune the focus. All right. I'm going past crisp and then back to crisp to make sure I have the very best image. Using it. Okay, now let's see. Lo and behold, I ended up almost square on the preset nub. Now, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean my eyes are perfect. It just means that was the little point of reference they used, and now I know. Should this get coming in and out of the field pad, being used in the field, if that gets out of adjustment, I know where to adjust it back. Almost, yeah, just square on each other. It's going to put me pretty close. So now I have my binoculars adjusted for me. The regular focus on my left eye and adjusted for my right eye. Everything should be kosher every time I want to lift the binoculars at any distance. Now, put these things back away. I'm going to make sure that the objective lens covers are back in place. I'm going to turn my eyepieces down. I'm going to replace the eye covers, the eyepiece covers. And I'm going to put them in the storage field bag, which is pretty nice. Snug fit, I like that. They're not going to be jostled around. And they've got this little elastic cordage. This is a metal. Don't know how I feel about that metal clasp, but definitely does the job. Not going to wear it out, that's for sure. All right, now, you see these binoculars setting up on the desk. I recommend you don't do that. Why? Oh, excuse me. Now, I'm allergic to binoculars standing up on desks. Why? Because if they should get knocked over and fall, just timber, or off the desk, heaven forbid, the roof prisms are so finely tuned for alignment that they could become adjusted in a way that is not in line just from impact. So you want to avoid impact of your binoculars. When they become out of alignment, you'll be able to tell when you look through your binoculars and you don't close your eyes, you continue to look at the object that was magnified, you just move your binoculars down. If your head goes crazy for a minute, you get vertigo, probably your binoculars are out of alignment, because when you're looking through them, your brain is automatically making adjustments for each eye to see what you're focused on. And then when you remove the magnification, it's having to readjust. It causes that vertigo feeling. Your binoculars could be out of alignment. So you call the company and you say, hey, I think my binoculars are out of alignment. And they'll discuss a fix with you. It's not something you can do. It's an internal fix. They need to go to the lab, and you'll find out how good your warranty is when that happens. The Vortex claims to have a good warranty. I don't know of anybody that's had to use it, but they claim unconditional VIP, unlimited, unconditional lifetime warranty. There you go. For $249? Are you kidding me? I'm going to go ahead and say it. We are at the 39-minute mark. I'm going to say this is the best binocular under $250. This is it. I don't know how long it's going to be that, but right now, you got $250 budget on binoculars. There you go. There's your winner. $250 budget, Vortex Diamondback 8x42 HD. There's not a better binocular for your money out there. Warranty, field bag, reputation. What about this Vortex company? I don't know. I don't know. I met one of their reps one time. I've not been able to contact him since. Gave me his card, doesn't return calls or emails. So I'm sure they're very busy. I'm sure they're a very busy international company. And I know when I go to their website, it appears as though they're extremely biased toward hunting. I don't have a problem with that. I support hunting. Uh, Hunters, in my estimation, are very conservation forward people, ethical, moral, and they do a lot. They do a lot more than birders that I'm aware of for preserving habitat for wildlife, especially birds. Not a problem. Some years, I'm ashamed it's not all years, but some years I buy a duck stamp, not because I'm a duck hunter. I'm not going to harvest a duck, but I buy a duck stamp and I hang it off my binoculars to let others know I'm supporting duck hunters because of all of the conservation they're doing to provide habitat for ducks and other water birds. If you have water birds, then the water is surrounded by land. You've got land birds. It's a wonderful effort, and the game birds are managed, and the hunters by license, and they hunt in season and within bag limits. And I've not met a rogue hunter, a poacher. I'm sure they're out there. I've not met one. The data suggests that most hunters take game within legal limits under license. They buy that license, land gets bought. They buy whatever gear they buy. So all that to say, I'm okay if Vortex is making most of their money from the hunting industry and they're catering to the hunting industry. I would use their product for bird watching, and it is excellent for bird watching. That's my 2 cents. $250. I've never seen a better binocular, never held one, never looked through one. And I'm going to say this again. When I look through this binocular, Vortex Diamond HD, Diamondback HD, 8x42, the word that came out of my mouth was crispy. This thing is clean, edge to edge, clean, the whole field of view. That costs money to get the glass polished to that degree that it's clear. It's got that convex shape and it's polished within such close specifications and then coated with light preserving and enhancing coatings that are not cheap. Then the tube itself is argon purged, more equipment, more machinery, a lot of thought, a lot of effort gone into the construction of this Vortex Diamondback HD 8x42 binocular that I recommend as the best binocular under $250. Not sponsored. Nobody gave me a thing to say that. The binoculars were loaned to me by Wild Birds Unlimited. I'm taking them back to their store today. I've got to head over to Johnson City and drop those off. There's a link in the description if you want to check out Wild Birds Unlimited there in Johnson City. I did buy some of the bird seed for the bird feeding station there yesterday. And so this is what drew me. These quick facts drew me to this binocular. Of course, the price. Everyone is, you need to know the price. You don't want to buy anything without knowing the price. Yeah, someone said it looks like a Louis Vuitton case. Well, hey, work it, man. Work it. Oh, that's funny. But it says that included here is the glass pack binocular harness, and that's probably in reference to a pack for your glass. That's sometimes what we call binoculars, glasses, and you're paying for the glass. This is good glass. And it has a comfort neck strap included. We didn't unwrap it, but it's definitely in the box. A tethered objective lens cover. Okay, there's better terminology. Thank you, manufacturer. Tethered means that the eyepiece cover can be tethered, attached to your neck strap so you don't lose it. Very important. And a rain guard eyepiece cover. No, I got that backwards. The tethered objective lens are the elastic straps on the tubes that hold the objective lens covers in place. And the rain guard eyepiece cover can also be attached to your neck strap. 8x42 binocular at the top. The name again is Vortex Diamondback HD. And the specifications are Not really important, except that the close focus. The close focus at 5 feet drew my attention. That means I'm not 7 feet tall. I can't focus on my toes. All right. But 5 feet is really close. I can focus on a bumblebee, a butterfly, a flower, uh, what have you. That's a very good close focus. Yeah. So major difference when you get. I'm going to say like the less than $100 pair of binoculars may have a 30-foot focal distance, which means you're not going to get clear focus until you reach out to about 30 feet. Better glass, better construction, closer, close focus. That if you're a nature watcher, you love watching butterflies, absolutely important, paramount. If you like butterflies and you like bird watching, you are not going to buy a pair of binoculars that won't focus on both. You're not looking at butterflies 30 feet away. You're looking them on the flower in front of you, and you want to be able to focus. So that's very, very good for these binoculars at that price point. You're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat it. If you think you have, leave a comment. I mean, because I don't know. I don't know that there's a better binocular. Of all the binoculars I've ever looked at, I've not seen one at this price point that's so crispy. Okay, and I've been to many festivals with lots of. I would say all the vendors. I don't think that's possible. Lots of vendors, especially ones that are well known in the bird watching community, and I've looked through their binoculars. Okay, the mother company of Vortex, and I may be saying this wrong, was Eagle Optics. Eagle Optics is no more. Eagle Optics goes away. Vortex comes forward. A lot of the same players. Okay, whatever. Eagle Optics was my go-to for affordable optics. I bought my first scope was an Eagle Optic brand. I still have it. Oh, the birds I saw through that thing. Oh my goodness. Memories, and it's still as good today as it was then. So affordable. Thank you, Eagle Optics. So then they morphed or grew or matured into Vortex Optics. Something about Eagle Optics that every birder knew was customer service was number one. They had their own brand. It was a value brand, and they also carried high end and some low end stuff, but customer service was number one. I actually called them before I bought my first set of binoculars and said, I'm a brand new bird watcher. What binocular do you recommend for me? They said, what's your budget? We have all, and I said, I just don't have a lot of money. I'm looking for the absolute best value that I can find. And if you just direct me. They gave me a couple of choices. I asked some of the bird watchers in the area, and they said, at that price point, you don't have a lot of good options, but either one of the ones they recommended will be okay. I bought the binocular that I went on to. I half a dozen sets I've worn out, and that's no knock against construction or workmanship or materials. I mean, at $59, you get metal, plastic, rubber, and that stuff can only withstand so many tens of thousands of bends and twists. Even though all of the ones I wore out, I kept the glass in good shape. The glass was good, but once they start to fall, right, and the action on the wheel, the focus wheel isn't stiff anymore. You go too far. You take your finger off and accidentally knocks it out of alignment. They're just difficult to use. And then when you send that in on a limited warranty, you find that the part and the repair and the shipping after several years, I think I'll just buy a new pair. So that's why I say I've worn out so many pairs. And now in this level, sub 300 unlimited warranty, lifetime warranty. Wow, didn't see that one coming. I thought that price range, that the product that would come with all of that support, the price would increase. It would be over 400 with a good trajectory toward 500 rather than coming down $50 to less than $250. So I was legitimately impressed with this binocular in every way. The price versus value. What they've done is they have smashed the price versus value continuum. The I don't know how they did it. There are features that I did not tell you about this binocular. You can learn more on their website. You can go to Wild Birds Unlimited and contact them and ask them any questions you might have. They'd love to hear from you. They also ship, by the way. If you want some bird seed like I'm using here at the Bird Garden YouTube channel, 24/7 live bird feeding station, yeah, give them a call. They'll ship it to you. And now, something I don't usually do on the Bird Talk Show is include a website link. Okay, because that tickles the algorithm in a way that's not beneficial for the Bird Talk Show. But I mean, they've been so good to me at Wild Birds Unlimited over there in Johnson City. I definitely wanted to share the link. Definitely worth it. Please click off the platform. Go check out Wild Birds Unlimited. Sign up for the mailing list. Check out everything they have to offer. If you're feeding birds, all of my bird food comes from Wild Birds Unlimited. They play my live stream of the feeding station in their store. And customers come in and say, "Oh my gosh, a red-headed woodpecker." And they're able to say, "Yes, it's eating this food and this food and this food," as they point to their inventory. This is what he uses to attract those red-headed woodpeckers. "Oh, an indigo bunting, what's he eating?" Well, they know at the store, well, he's eating that. Oh, it's right here. So, and that's evidence in my area, this bird likes this food. And do they like other food? Probably. Sure they do. They don't get by on only Wild Bird Unlimited food. But what I've used successfully to keep the mammals away, no squirrels in over a year, knock on wood. I mean, I've never, ever had a feeding station without battling the squirrels. No more bears, no possums, no rats or mice. Another thing concerning the rats and mice, the little rodents, I'm using the Wild Birds Unlimited no mess foods, no husks or hulls on the seeds. It's all just 100% edible. So there's no accumulation of waste under the bird feeding station where bacteria can grow, where rodents can hide that attract rodents. Everything out there, 100% edible, no waste. It is heat infused for the most part. I was advised yesterday there was a serious pepper shortage. So uh, my bird food, we almost had to go away from the heat infused food, which would be like, in my mind anyway, an invitation for the mammals to come back. Oh no. But we made it through. All right. Now we've got more heat infused food. If that's what you like, that's what I like, because yes, I have a fantastic bird diversity. I keep a list. We're over 85 species, something like 89 species. And this week, migrants pouring in. We've got the indigo bunting hanging out every day at the feeder. The red-headed woodpeckers are still here, residential. They've been here. They didn't even leave in the winter. We had this week a Baltimore Oriole male, beautiful. Blue grosbeak male, beautiful. Didn't notice any warblers this week. Last week we had a prairie warbler, yellow-rumped warbler. Lots of migrants coming through. Oh, this week we had a rose-breasted grosbeak also. And the bluebirds have already fledged young. We had a baby bluebird at the feeder yesterday, the streaked breast. It was so good to know those guys have successfully bred in the yard again. And we've got a feeding station in their territory. So that was good to know. We're helping the bluebird population around here. All of that food, all that said, Wild Birds Unlimited, not sponsored. Now, bought my food. I got a 20% discount. I believe you can too. Get on the mailing list. Go to the website. They may have a banner, 20% off one item. I don't know if that includes binoculars. I did ask, and binoculars are not a high margin product. It's just kind of a hobby accessory that they try to accommodate people with. They're a bird feeding station store, Wild Birds Unlimited. Bird food, bird houses, bird feeders, And so that's their focus. They carry some other things there in the store. They've got some artwork, they've got binoculars, maybe some books. But the bird food is their game. Bird baths. Oh wow! If you're doing a feeding station, I recommend the next improvement you do, the next expansion of your bird feeding station, be a water feature. Water feature. Water attracts birds. You'll get birds that you're not getting right now. Those warblers don't come to my yard to eat seed. That's not what they do. They're mostly insectivorous, but they come to my water to take a bath and get a drink, especially after a long flight across the Gulf of Mexico, leaving from the Yucatan Peninsula, making landfall in Alabama, then headed up to the mountains to establish a breeding territory. Oh, yeah, they come by the bird garden 24/7 live bird feeding station and see a 26-foot long cascading waterfall. Splashing water, the sound of water, fresh water, clean water. Here they go. Then give me a drink of that. Let me bathe here for a minute. So it's like a nice rest area for those transient migrants. And of course, all the resident birds, they love it too. And sometimes, especially in the fall when they flock up to migrate, we'll have over 100 birds in the water stream. Now, I don't know if I've ever seen 100 birds on the feeding station. They're a little less social while they're feeding, but over in the stream, oh man, there's no social distancing of the birds in the stream. So, add all that to say, add a water feature, and they have got lots of options at Wild Bird Unlimited. I was over there yesterday, and they were unpacking some new ones. They look pretty nice. Simple design, nice construction. Oh, check it out. Maybe something there you like. All right, moving on. We did look at I see Whip's question here. Whip's World says, "Are people really using binoculars for subjects 30 feet or closer?" Absolutely, Whips. If you've never seen a warbler, it's a tiny bird, and if you don't have magnification, the chances are very slim you're going to be able to visually identify that bird. Absolutely, they do. And that is the beauty and the difficulty of bird watching. If you've ever taken a picture of a bird, all right, it is a speck. I mean, that's why you see people with expensive lenses on cameras. Whew, crazy. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. However, that being said, the reason that I became aware of that close focus was people watching butterflies. Some of the intricate differences between the butterflies, just like birds, need to be magnified. And so butterflies that are more than 30 feet away, they're probably behind 30 feet of blooming shrubs. You can't see them for the shrubs in front of you. You're only able to see the close blooming shrubs. So yeah, that's very important. But I could see if you're not into the world of magnification, I could see how that would be a puzzler. What? I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's a Mustang, it's only 30 feet away. I mean, you could tell what color, the pinstripe is. Birds, a little different. Okay, so we've made it to the 58-minute mark. I do want to remind you that we've got the Hawaiian Adventure ebook now available with a prep-by-step planner. If you're planning on any major travel, this is a good guide for you to get a hold of. The ebook is available. There's a link in the description. We've also got some of the Notes in Paradise notebooks available. I use those extensively before, during, and after our Hawaiian trip, and other trips, but certainly during the Hawaiian trip. They were indispensable. I loved having it. Was just like a security blanket, knowing I could take a note, see something I like, eat some food I like, or an address, a tip from another birder. Hey, these birds are over there. Great to have those. If you're interested in having your own Kauai birding trail clad Notes in Paradise notebook, 48 lined blank pages, hit us up over at the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. We'd love to have you over there. We're talking about bird watching in Hawaii, all the beautiful birds. You don't ever have to have been to Hawaii. You don't have to be obligated to go to Hawaii. Just come and enjoy the Hawaiian birds. That's the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. The ebook includes things such as Hawaiian adventure preparation, getting there, itinerary planning, eats and local grinds. I tell you that so you know it's not Hawaii specific. Oh, it works for Hawaii, but if you're going on an extended camping trip, that some of this information can help you. And also, once you see how I put this book together, it might give you some ideas to further your research so that when you get to your destination, wherever it is, you have a better time. You've enhanced your trip before you even leave. Well, that's going to do it for today's Bird Talk show. The best binocular revealed under $250, where you can get it, how to use it, what it looks like, what you can expect. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who's been talking about maybe getting a pair of binoculars, or someone who has no idea that binoculars can make their life better. Put it out there on your social media. If you've got a comment, a question, a disagreement, if you've got a contender for the best binocular under $249, I would love to know about that. Leave it in the comments below. If you've not subscribed to the Bird Garden channel, we'd love to have you on board, part of our BirdTube family. We're doing lots of exciting content. We're globe trotting. We're looking at products to review. We're sharing food ideas with you. We do art every now and then. Here's a new piece. This is called the red stud. That's a red-crested cardinal that we saw over there in Hawaii. We're just having all kinds of fun. Love to have you on board. If you subscribe, you'll be able to activate the bell icon and select the all option. And then anytime we use the community tab, you'll get a notification. We use the community tab to pass along lots of things that we think you would find interesting, including other channels, memes, mostly good information, either websites or posts or Facebook groups that are bird related. And we think you'll be interested in. That goes out on the community tab. We can do that without uploading edited content, which we have hundreds of videos, 250,000 views plus, 10,000 view hours plus. Thank you so much for your support of the Bird Garden channel. We just want to keep making that bird watching content, sharing it with you. And when you click the clicks, we're encouraged to do that. I'll see you on the next Bird Talk show. Until then, why don't you get out there and see some birds?